Backup is a really easy thing and lots of people do backup. The key is what you do with that backup in the event of a disaster. How do you get it back? So the recovery is actually the differentiator between all of these different backup mechanisms. Business continuity is a word that is used very frequently to, as the name suggests, keep the business running. It's the continuation of business. And a lot of backup solutions historically have kind of treated that as a second-class citizen almost. They were focusing on making sure the backups happened reliably and really quickly. And actually what you did with that backup data, how you proved it had some value and how you used it in the event of a disaster, almost played second fiddle to that race to improve the speed of the backup. High-end organisations have used very sophisticated, very expensive systems for years. They incorporate off-site capabilities and backup systems upon backup systems, so a belt and braces type approach. But this kind of approach has often been too expensive for smaller organisations to fully take on board. But the introduction of the cloud into the backup sphere has really changed all of that. It's really given a platform for smaller organisations to leverage a lot of the benefits that big organisations have had for many years. So a good example would be the 3-2-1 rule. And that's how we would typically characterise the ideal backup solution. So 3 is 3 copies of the data, 1 on the server and 2 other backup copies. The 2 is the mediums that they're stored on. So you can typically have one sitting online, on disk, and then another would be tape or in the cloud, something that's disconnected ideally. And then the 1 is 1 copy that's off-site, away from your primary computing area. Very important, you have a fire, flood, theft, all that stuff goes. If your backup sat next to it, that's not great planning. So backup, and more importantly the recovery of, is the really important part of a business continuity strategy. So if you have a major disaster, so a total loss event, so a fire, flood or theft, you need to be able to get your systems back up running as quickly as possible. With modern backup systems, powered by the cloud, you can do this very, very efficiently. Historically, if you had a problem, you would have to take your tape or your external drive, plug it into another bit of hardware and perform the restore. Now, if you've got terabytes of data to bring back, that's going to take a long time to do because data can only transfer from one medium to another at a given speed. On a modern system, we actually have the capability to virtualize that last backup point, which means we can get back up and running really, really quickly. What this means for you as an organization is the amount of downtime you suffer from a total loss event is much reduced. So let's say you have a situation where you've lost the server room, but actually all of your staff areas are all absolutely fine. So how do you get working? Well, historically you would have had to go and buy a new server or rent a server and then take your backups and then restore them onto that. That would be hours or days. With a modern cloud-backed backup system, you should be able to get back up and running within the hour. It's a bold claim, I know, but I've seen it work and it's true, it can be done.